What's up, everybody? It's Marcel J. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new or if you're old, shout out to you guys for giving me a shot, giving me a view, giving me a click. So today I'm going to talk about my favorite show, Grownish. I did a previous video, and right now my goal is to do a video on the show whenever an episode inspires me to make a full talk about it. But yeah, if you haven't heard about Grownish, stars Yara Shahidi. She was on Blackish. It's a spinoff. It's really dope. Just like a group of teenagers going into college for the first year. Most of them going to college as a freshman, and just experiencing life and the freedom. Blah blah blah. Watch my other video. If you're not watching Grownish, which you should be. But this episode, we're on episode 5, and it left me with 3 big topics I want to talk about in this video, and that's the virginity thing, dating bisexuals, and being a brand. Thinking of yourself as a brand, and we'll go deeper into it, but those are the 3 topics, and we're going to first start with the virginity thing. So, episode 5 starts with Zoe and Cass officially dating. You know, they're together, they're happy, Cash is winning at basketball, he's on the rise. And Zoe's as a girl, she's his support system, and things are going great until all of the trolls, all of the hate that they're both kind of collectively getting on Instagram or on social media causes Cash to put Zoe's information on blast about her being a virgin. Because he gets one comment saying she's a hoe, and he's like, "Let me defend my girl. She's not a hoe. She's a virgin." And obviously, that's the first question. So when Zoe finds out, she's pissed, and I think on one side it makes sense to be pissed because your private information is being exposed to thousands of people, but at the same time it's in this day and age, is being a virgin a huge deal? Let's ponder that question before we get into the real topic. I had to give a shout out to Jaslyn and Skylar because they are the types of friends that everyone should have or should be. I'm going to insert the clip of them talking to Zoe about the situation.
Not just about what passed for education at this school. I wasn't sure what I should do about Cash.
Cut that loose.
Boy, bye. What he did to you was inexcusable.
Do you really want to be with some dude who goes off on Instagram like that when he gets all in his little feelings?
That's some Black China and Rob Kardashian shit.
Right? I tell him about my virginity and he blasts it. I'm like, dude, are you slow?
Well, I mean, he is an athlete, so... No offense, guys.
Nothing but offense taken.
I don't know why you guys are going in on my boy so hard.
Cash is your boy?
You know he's not, okay? But I need him to come to my birthday party.
Oh, so you're just trying to smash some Cash groupies at my expense?
Zoe, I'm telling you this as a friend. You should absolutely bounce this dude. After my party.
Dude can't even handle some random Instagram trolls, and when he gets to the NBA, it's only gonna get worse.
Cut that loose. Damn.
Cut that motherfucker loose. It's true. And I think when it comes to your friends, I feel that's always the first answer. It's the first go-to, cut him loose, or if he's treating you like shit, you don't deserve it, move on, or there's so many other fish in the sea. It's never oh, well, maybe he did it because of this reason, or maybe he didn't think of the virginity thing as a huge deal. But the virginity thing, so let's get into that. Back in the day, I don't think I'm old, I'm 23, but back when I was younger, people around, my peers were losing their virginity when they were 12 to 13, because I remember hearing about shit in 6th and 7th grade. And in my mind back then, I was very innocent, I was very I was a late bloomer, that's what I want to use. So I didn't really, the only reason my mind was thinking of the virginity and sex and all that shit was because everyone around me was going through that. So I had to, and your brain and your mind, you're comparing yourself. It's oh, should I be thinking about shit like that? Should I be going on dates? Should I be beginning relationships, having sex? And it's really weird to think about when you're 12 or 13. So for Zoe to be, I think 17 or 18 at this time and thinking about that shit, I'm not even thinking about that shit, but just still being a virgin, it's commendable, but at the same time, I think when it comes to sex, especially having sex for the first time, you should do it when you feel ready, and you should do it with the right person, because it's as special as you want to make it. Like, some people tie their religion and their purity on being a virgin and on them being kind of sacred for someone. But at the end of the day, like, for other people, they can just be, you know, here's this person that I really like, I fucks with, and I want to fuck them. So use protection, it's all good. And in my mind, it's like, it's weird how, like, she freaked out about, like, being judged for being well, I don't know. It's like, I can see Zoe's side, but at the same time, I really don't see Cash's side. Like, he really shouldn't have said anything, but I think in my mind, being a virgin isn't a big deal. Case closed. Like, you could be a virgin in your fucking 40s. I mean, it's your life. Depending on how you want to live it, you know, go for it. So, outside of that storyline, Zoe's friend Nomi is also going through a little bit of a dilemma. So she breaks up with her I don't want to call him her boyfriend, because I don't think they were together for that long, but they break things off, or she breaks things off with him, because she can't deal with the fact that he's bi, even though she's also bi. Like, they met each other. When he met her, she was dating or talking to this other girl, and the girl couldn't, like, accept that she was bi, so she broke it off with her. It's like this weird string of just breaking shit off because you can't accept them. But anyways, watching that clip, or watching that storyline play out, is really interesting, because it's extremely relatable. A lot of people don't understand they don't understand the fact that sexuality can really be on a spectrum. Like, you could be completely straight, or you could be completely gay, or even you could be, like, asexual and not feel anything for anyone sexually. But yeah, it's a spectrum. Like, some people lean more towards guys, some people lean more towards girls. It just depends on who you are. And when it comes to dating, it can lead to a lot of different issues. So with Nomi, and I think she discussed it with I can't think of her real name. I can't think of her character name. I know her real name is Francesca, or whatever. Franny, I think that's her name. Whatever. But she's discussing it with her, and she's like, yo, I just couldn't, like, wrap my mind around it, and there's a lot of flashbacks and shit. And when she was talking to Dave, she just kept saying, like, it's hard for me to be comfortable with you liking guys, because you like something that I can't have, or you like something that I don't have. Like, I can't give you 100% what you want. But then, like, when you think about him dating a guy, like, a guy can give him 100% what he would want with a girl. And there was a lot of interesting moments within the episode about that conversation. And going into the conversation now, wait, I want to insert. I have another clip. So Dave tells off Nomi about the whole bi issue, and it's really funny, and it's dead on about. I'm probably gonna jumble through what I want to say, but, like, what he says is dead on. So roll the clip, Marcel, me.
So, things were going good between us, and then...
Why do I feel like you're re-dumping me?
No, I feel like you deserve to know the truth. It kind of freaked me out that you've been with guys.
Hold on, what? Didn't I meet you while you were on a date with a girl?
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that I'm supposed to be, like, a part of the movement, but I can't help feeling like it's different for guys and girls. Like, okay, if you see two girls in bed, it's not a big deal. But if you see two guys in bed, it's weird, you know? It's like, where's the other bed? Two guys kissing is not hot.
I disagree. I think it's very hot.
Yes, but it's comments like that that got us here, Dave. Look, I know that I'm a hypocrite, but I can't help how I feel. I just feel like if you're into guys too, then how can I ever be enough for you?
That's not about me being bisexual. That's about you being insecure.
Okay, I'm back. So, when it comes to dating someone who's bi, personally, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's just kind of the effects of us growing as society, growing as humans, and realizing that we are all very complex in relationships, our dynamics, our connections with other people. Like, it's not as simple as, it's not always as simple as you like me, I like you, let's date, let's go out, let's get married, or let's date, get in a relationship, get married, have kids, picket fence, all that shit. Like, there's so many other things that go within that. Like, how does your childhood affect how you handle relationships now? What would your family think about me? And that could be because I'm black, or because I'm a guy, because I'm blah 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 blah, like because I'm poor, I'm working class. Like, there's so many different things that kind of messy up, complicate. Wow, messy up. There's so many things that complicate the simple fact that if you love someone, if you're attracted to someone, go for it. I mean, as long as they're of age and they're actual human, not an animal. I think that's those are two things that are big no-nos. But yeah, when it comes to dating, you know, date who you're attracted to. And if you can't get past the bi thing, like, for Nomi, I'm glad she broke it off and she didn't, like, I don't know, she didn't stay in a situation where she didn't feel comfortable in, because at the end of the day, it's just wasting time. Like, we're all young right now. We're not all young, but in this show, they're all young. They all have so many years to date and have failed relationships and all that shit. So if you aren't feeling someone for whatever reason, you really don't have to latch yourself to them. And I see a lot of people, especially in past generations, I've noticed it. Like, they'll stay together because, borderline distractions. But they'll stay with the person, like, they'll marry young or whatever, they'll have kids, and they'll stay with that person because they feel like they can't do any better, or that's their meal ticket, that's who pays the rent, that's who covers food and, like, gives them shelter, gives them protection. In that way, I see why people do it, but at the same time, it's like, if you aren't actively in love with the person you're with pretty much every day or consistently, it's like, what's the point? You know, what's the point of being in a loveless, dead relationship? You know, because we're only alive for so many years, and it may seem like we have all these years, so, like, oh, you could potentially be on this earth for 80 years, but it's like, if you spent 30 to 40 of those years in a fucking horrible relationship that you're not passionate about, it's like, did you waste half of your lifetime with someone? You know, I think about that. So, yeah, so when it comes to dating a bi person, it's like, you have to be okay with who they are and okay with the stigma that you're gonna get from your friends, from your family, from people who don't understand who don't understand that type of sexuality, that type of human. Yeah. And then on the other side of the spectrum of this conversation, being bi, because I'm bi. Yeah, I'm so weird. But no, it's, with me, I think dating, it's a lot. I feel like I'm personally, the past couple of years, I've been working through the issues that kind of held me back as I was growing up, like being very insecure about who I was and how I spoke, how I acted, like, was I acting a certain way, not having attractions for anyone for hella years, like, being a late bloomer, like, I really didn't see, like, the sexuality and love, like, I couldn't really grasp that type of intimacy until I was a lot older. And then when, like, everything clicked, it's like, oh, you're kind of into guys and girls. It's like, oh, that makes things a little bit more difficult. But at the end of the day, like, being here present day, I feel like I know for the most part, I know exactly who I am and what I can bring to the table when it comes to relationship or friendship or whatever you want to call it. So I would rather go into situations head first, telling people who I am, or hopefully them knowing exactly what they're getting into, rather than me kind of playing off as just this this straight, perfect cis version, cis like CIS, not cis like what's up cis, but like, you know, the cis perfect version of myself, because, you know, obviously A, it's not true, and B, it's when you've lived your life just being kind of half of yourself, or being a version of yourself that you know that more people would fuck with, and you finally start being yourself, and you start building relationships off of your most honest self, is really refreshing to know, like, wow, like I can find love, I can have friendships, I can find self-worth in knowing exactly who I am, and kind of and accepting it, I guess, you know, just being confident in who I am, and letting love just find me, you know. And whenever you're looking for love, you don't really find it anyway. So yeah, I was impacted by the Noe and Dave situation, because like I could relate to it and see it through different levels, and I have no ill will towards people who don't get sexuality, whether it be like gay or lesbian or transgender or bisexual, like all of those, because you really have to, if you're not close to someone within the community, or you're not part of the community, you really have to do your research and learn more about it, because it's very complicated, and it's definitely on like the complex side of being human, and having all of these feelings and like figuring out like it's so much to unpack. And that's why I'm just like scratching the surface with this video. This isn't a deep dive or like all of my opinions, just because they would probably be like a 5-hour long video. But yeah, it was just Grownish is really just hitting like all the marks for me. Everyone wants it to be an hour long, and I get it, because maybe they could just flesh out storylines more, but at the same time, I kind of think of it as, when I was in college, a week would feel like a day. Like there'd be so much shit happening every single day that I would lose track of time. So like that's when I watch the show, I'm just like, oh, like this is kind of how college is. Like you're not really, unless you're worrying about homework or job or your work or your job, you're not really focused on the time. You're just living in the moment and like letting all these moments impact you in different ways. So I kind of like that it's 30 minutes, and I feel like it gives them definitely more time to create the seasons, because there's going to be a second season, but it gives them more time to create and just bring shit out faster, just like Insecure. Like I feel like if the episodes were longer, maybe we'd get more out of the storylines, but at the same time I feel like it would take longer to produce, and maybe less episodes because of it. So yeah, food for thought. Sometimes it's why it's shorter. Like it's easier to create shorter pieces of content and bring it out, other than like, instead of like creating these hour-long pretty much movies and trying to deliver them like within the seasons. But yeah, what else? Being a brand. I thought this video was over. No, okay. So being a brand was like the final part of the storyline for that episode. Within the episode, Zoe finds out about Cash's dad being pretty much a deadbeat, on drugs, you know, kind of living off of his son's fame and money and success. And she goes with Cash to like confront his dad, to give him money so like he can get out of the gossip blogs, whatever. You watch the full episode, but basically Cash tells, because like they're kind of like trying to mend their fence, their broken fence, whatever, trying to get back together. But Cash lets her know that she's perfect for his brand. Like she's just this upper class, beautiful, nice girl. And so he takes a big offense, because she's just like, oh, a brand? Like, what am I, a product? Like, this is supposed to be like this human relationship, and you're kind of treating it just like I'm another thing to add to your trajectory to become a famous basketball player, you know? And when it came to that conversation, just the topic of being a brand is what I want to focus on. Not so much like Zoe's insecurities, because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, we date people because we're attracted to them, because we love them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes we also date people for like their access. We date people because of the families they come from and the families that we strive to, the families we strive to have in the future. Like, if your goal is to have a family, let's say you want 2 kids, you want the house, you want like the perfect life, and you want your kids to go to college, you want your kids to have all these opportunities. A way for them to have those opportunities is to be within a family that also has those opportunities. So it's just like a generational wealth, a generational passing of wealth and education. I feel like I'm going too deep on stuff that's like, I don't know, you guys get it? But brands, let me just focus on the brand thing. So I don't think it's a bad thing that we are, as humans, we're all starting to look at ourselves as brands. Like, how are we marketable? How are we going to become successful in the business world? Because whether or not you're an entrepreneur or you're just working a 9 to 5 in an office, like, the skills that you possess, like the personality that you have, it influences the type of jobs that you're going to have in the future and the career that you want. So for me, I've realized over the past couple of years, just with the things that I'm creating and the career that I want to have, my brand is very entertainment based. Someone said my brand's like alcohol, like it's basically just like drinking based, just because of like the pregame my podcast and the type of videos I do sometimes, and just I'm young, I like going out, and I like sharing my stories and my experiences beyond drinking, just like life experiences. And I don't mind that, but when I think of my brand, I think of like, you know, what is my brand gonna be when I'm in my 30s, when I'm in my 40s? Like, I might not still be in the clubs, like, you know, doing too much when I'm 40. So like, will my pregame brand still work? Will my young, wild, and free brand work? Whatever that is. But it's interesting to think about what your brand is and what you feel like you can bring to the world. Like, what your voice and your experiences, your stories will do to impact the future generations and the current generations who are trying to like make this country a better place, make America great again, right? Yeah, this episode left me with so much shit to think about and just so many different conversations to have. And I don't want to go too crazy on this episode and say too much, because I feel like I said a lot of shit. Like, there's so much that we can impact in this video. And if you want to have conversations on anything that I've said, leave me a comment. You know, my social medias are in like within my, I keep like pointing to like brain blast. No, my caption, whatever the YouTube shit is. But yeah, my social medias are in there. So if you want to tweet me, you want to like send me a DM on Instagram, feel free. But yeah, there's so many things going on in the Grownish universe that I'm very interested in talking about. So I had to get this video out there to the world, and hopefully it inspires you guys to watch the show or just to have these conversations about being a brand or like dealing with virginity, like whether you're a virgin or whether you're dating a virgin. Like, how is that? Is that good or is it bad? Like, what are your thoughts on it? So many things. But the last thing I want to leave you guys with is a bonus clip of Zoe going off on her friends because she missed Vivek's birthday, one of her friends, Vivek. And like, everyone's salty at her because like for the past couple of weeks, all she's been doing is following Cash and just like being all extra lovey-dovey and shit. And it's just so funny. And, yeah, I just want you guys to enjoy the moment. So like, roll the clip, Marcel.
Oh, now you show up. You missed the whole party.
I'm so sorry. I had the craziest day today.
Let me guess, it involved cash.
Yeah, it did actually.
We weren't guessing. We knew it involved cash.
Everything with you involves cash. Guys, I said I was sorry. It's not like I meant to miss this.
Hey, to be clear, just a minute ago, this place was jumping.
Okay, so what's your guys' problem?
Our problem is that your boy is a clown. I think he's more like a bum.
The dude's probably not gonna make it to the league.
And if he does, you know he's just gonna drop you.
Now that is without a doubt. That's like a fact. No offense.
He probably dropped you already and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, I know he got hoes.
Whoa.
Zoe, we're just tired of you being all up under this dude like you're some weak-ass little pata sucia.
Okay, excuse me? So, right about here? Well, this is where I blacked out. I'm not quite sure what I said, but I think I told Jazz and Sky there were only 3 people making a living off track on the entire planet, and they're all Usain Bolt. This bitch. And I might have called out Anna about her fake accent and asked her if she was in the witness protection program. Her response made me think she might be. And where do you think you're going?
Look, I said no offense, okay?
Aren't you older than us? Like, where are your friends? Because you always come around us and act like you know everything. But if you know everything, get out of my freshman math class. Apparently, I really took my time on Aaron. I won't get into the specifics, but I did later have to buy him a spa day.
Sorry. Sorry, Zoe. It's just, we're your friends. We're just trying to look out for you.
I got it, but you guys don't know Cash, and until tonight, neither did I. Oh, yeah, and Vivek.
Oh, please, I can't handle it. I've had a devastating night.
Yeah, I was just gonna say happy birthday. I have a shirt for you in my room. It's the size you should be wearing.
What's wrong with my shirt?
And I'm back. It's so good. I love Grownish. But yeah, I think this episode is good. This video is good. I touched on all the points that I wanted to touch on, and yeah, food for thought. Like I've had a couple questions throughout the episode. Video. God. Questions throughout. So yeah, feel free to spark up a conversation with me in the comments. I'm always looking at those things. But yeah, I'm Marcel J. Thank you for watching. If you got this far, perfect time to end the video. If you got this far, you're the real MVP. Make sure you give me a like, subscribe if you like my videos. You want to see a lot more, because there's a lot more coming. I got something in the finger thing. But yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Adios. Good vibes always. Peace. I'm gonna use my clicker. Didn't even work. This piece